welcome to Space Coast Writers Guild. You want me to stay here? I'm a pacer. This is going to be a problem. And I don't like hot mics. Someone from New York should not have a hot mic. I'm going to tell you. The sentence enhancers tend to come out. Welcome, everyone, to our meeting here. It's June 15th. Like always, we have a jam-packed meeting, so I'm going to get right to it. The first thing that I have to say is that I received a complaint last month that we didn't have chocolate chip cookies.
For shame.
And I made sure to bring the chocolate chip cookies. So I'm not going to mention any names, but there are chocolate chip cookies in the back, as well as some cupcakes. They're quartered, so everyone have at it. Thank you very much. We always start with the who's new, what's new. Personally, it's one of my favorite segments because that's how I get to know everybody and we all get to know you and what's going on with you and your accomplishments and everything that we have going. So would anyone like to come introduce themselves? If you have a new book, if you have a new website, if you're editing, whatever it is that you would like to share. Yes. You're good, honey.
Thank you, Madam President.
Oh, God.
My name is Billie Jean Glenn. I have been working on a children's book since January of 2023. I had no idea it would take this long to write and illustrate a children's book. But my book is rather unusual. It's outside the box. And I want to thank the Guild as a whole for encouraging me because it is outside the box. I thought, oh no, this is never going to fly, pun intended, because it is totally outside the box. Mm-hmm. But you encouraged me to not worry about that.
No.
See what happens.
Let your freak flag fly. That's what I say.
Yes. And saying flying is appropriate because the protagonist, the main character, is a male ruby-throated hummingbird. There you go.
Perfect.
Anyway, I'm at this point, though, to where I'm going to be having it formatted. The illustrator is almost finished. We're doing our final edits with that. I'm really excited about that because all the illustrations are her original watercolor, and she's 16 years old, by the way. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wanted to help a young artist. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine having your name on the front of a book she's going to be 17 soon. Your name on the front of a book as an illustrator. So
that's a great graduation gift.
On a trajectory that we can't even imagine.
Yep.
Yeah. But anyway, so we're almost done. I'm sorry?
Is she local?
She is local, but she is not going to do this again until she gets over the labor pains.
And she's also going, I actually wanted to see if she would come and give a presentation for illustration, but as I was speaking with Billie Jean, she's also going into college and she's dealing with that. There's a lot on her plate, and as a young person, that can be very stressful. So I'm not going to push her just yet. We'll see what happens.
It will settle
Exactly.
down for her.
Yep.
She's saying after her first year of college, she's an IB student. Do you know what that is? It's an International Baccalaureate degree, which is, where do you want me? I don't know.
It's okay. You're good, honey. You're good.
Okay. Sorry I called you honey. I'm a Southern girl. So anyway, I'm at the point now where I'm going to need to have it formatted. I have spoken to a printer here in town that has said she can do that. She doesn't print books, but she prints magazines and such, so she said she can help me with that. But I wanted to know if there was anybody in our group that had any insightful words of wisdom that you could give to me. If you do, I'll gladly give you my phone number so you can text. And so that's where I am with that.
Do you mean formatting like for Kindle? For Kindle Direct?
For Kindle and for Amazon. I'm going to also have it printed. I want my own copies.
Yep.
Take places.
Yep.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
I know a lot of people here are very adept at that. I'm
For
getting
children's books?
for children's books. She's one of them right there.
Oh,
Linda
okay.
Dubois. She's a great source.
Thank you. Okay, thank you.
And she's helped me tremendously.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, great.
Perfect.
I appreciate that.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Fantastic. I would like to also say thank you, Billie. I was going to present in July for the Palm Bay Library. They're doing a series, a STEM kind of series for middle school to maybe up to ninth. I doubt it that far though. And for personal reasons, many of you know, my mother's had surgery. I'm her caregiver. There's a lot going on. I simply wasn't able to prepare, and Billie Jean has stepped in to take that for me. So thank you very, very much. It's a huge help and a huge boon. And this is what I mean about the community. Any community, but our community, the writing community, you cannot do everything alone. It takes a village, and I think our village is pretty damn great. Thank you. Anyone else would like to come up? Yes, sir.
Excuse me.
You're good.
Just hold just like that.
Oh, okay. My name is Nick Kaplan. Being pushed by my group in Scribblers to publish and keep writing, I developed an essay and memoir of the last dinner with my dad before he passed away, and it was at a reunion for World War II, and his veterans, his guys, his outfit. And it was published by VFW Magazine. So if you get that magazine, or if you go online and look at Legion World, it's in there. It's called Dinner with Dad by Nick Kaplan.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Is there an online version of it?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
called, I don't know what it's called, Legion World or something.
Okay, can you send me that?
Yeah, I'll
and
send you
post
the
it.
Legion.
I'll post it.
Perfect. Thank you. Anyone else? Yes, ma'am.
Well, thank you. Well, I'm just want to say this is my last meeting at Space Coast Writers Guild, and I've learned so much from all of our wonderful speakers and all the great members. I sold my house, and I'm moving back to Oregon, where they've got some nice writers groups too. But anyway, I'll try to be a snowbird as long as the money holds out. And I thank you for all that I've learned from
Thank
this
you.
club and the Scribblers. Mwah, mwah, Scribblers. All right.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Anyone else? Yes. Welcome.
Hi, everyone. I've come to the meetings for, I think this is my 4th meeting I've come to now, so I'm rather new and hesitant to get up and introduce myself because I don't like to speak in front of crowds. But my name's Jeannie Berth. My background is in education. I recently retired after 41 years in the classroom and as an administrator and then higher ed. So my last job was with the University of Pittsburgh, teaching future teachers how to teach. And so now I have more time for writing. I have a few things published, one professional book on autism and a couple children's books. 2 more are coming out in another month or 2, and a couple more are under review. So I am thankful for this group. I have been motivated so much by the contest and the critique group that I joined and just being part of this once a month. So thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Going once? Going twice? Not sold. Wonderful. Sold.
Just hold like that. Yep. Just like that.
Okay, I'm the newbie. All right, I just started a couple years ago writing my memoirs. My husband and I did tent ministry. After he went on, we went up and down the coastline from Maine to Florida. After that, after he went to heaven, I have gone to about 5 countries and lived among the people.
Wow.
So I am very thankful for my life. And this is a lot of work. Nobody ever told me.
Ma'am, your name?
Oh, my name? Oh, yes. What's my name?
What's your name right today?
As of today, my name is Anne Marie Taraya.
Thank you. Anyone else? You shy ones, come on. We don't bite. We don't bite. Okay, good. We're moving on. The next thing are our giveaways. Does everyone have actually it's too late. If you don't have a red ticket, you're out. We have our giveaways. Where's the, there we go. Can you, can I pass them to you, to the winners? Great. Can you do me a favor and open this? Okay, the first item is a very sturdy hanging file folder. It's, I mean, this is like multi-purpose. This was donated, there we go. She's also our resident professional organizer, and so she's donated this. There are many uses. Let's see who wins. Do you need readers? Because I do.
You read it.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
You read it.
Okay, the last 3 digits, 810. 810, perfect. Dan, can you give that to him? Thank you. Wonderful. Our next one is a memoir, Monday Memoir Moments, also donated by Betty Whitaker Jackson. And our winner is, I will only read the last 3 digits, 798. 798. Nope. Next. You pick it.
There you go.
This one is 790. Oh, perfect. 798?
790. I think, hold on.
How'd that happen? That's interesting.
Here you go.
798.
Dan, you're getting this one.
How about this one first?
She's getting that one.
There you go.
There you go.
All right.
Perfect. Next.
Next.
Who donated these? These are precious.
Donated these? She did.
These are fantastic. These would look great on a writing desk. President Perk, I'm keeping this one. Just kidding. 802.
They're so pretty, guys.
802. Not for you.
802, he got it.
802?
There we go.
Where are we? I'm coming to you.
Mr. Bob.
Here you go, sir. You can keep that.
Yeah.
We have another one.
Yes, we do. Third one. Third time's a charm. Go ahead.
This is 797. 797. Wonderful. Did you make those? Oh my God, they're sweet. I love them.
So we have Sheila Gillis.
Yes, Sheila Gillis. She's right here. She's got a little touch of shy laryngitis, so she doesn't want to come up. But she donated her book. It's the first debut in a series. It's a Western contemporary romance, and it is called Texas Heartbeats. And it's going to 812. 812. Dan, behind you. Thank you. Wonderful.
Congratulations. And this is the final one? Oh, we're going to
Nope.
give that away too?
Yep.
All right. Good.
And this one is Celebrating Poetry. Who donated this?
Richard Marshall.
Wonderful. I'm all into it now. Sorry. Okay, what do we got? This is 808. This was meant for you. There you go. That's perfect. You're welcome.
Distinguished poet.
Exactly.
So yeah, this one.
Yes.
Okay.
We have the handy dandy egg bite maker, because we're all going to be writing so much that we don't have time to cook full meals. You can just bake, freeze, and eat as you go. Who's getting this one?
Yeah, right.
I wonder if you could make more than that, though. You know, there's probably a lot of other stuff you could do. Cheesecake bites, custard bites. If there's a recipe recipe, then this might be going home with me. No, just kidding. 827. 827. See, sometimes it pays to come in late. There you go, honey.
Good job, good job.
Wonderful. We do.
All right, let's see what we got. Pick one.
Oh, it must have been the season for cooking. We have a little sandwich maker. This one is for 793. 793. And my personal favorite, bacon brownie skillet. I don't know, there's something about chocolate when we're writing some of those scenes, I'm not gonna lie. And it actually comes with Ghirardelli Squares sea salt caramel as well. Who gets that goody goody? A romance writer, I think. 807. Wonderful, there you go. I'm right here, thank you. Okay, we're good, we're good, yeah, that's great.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, and thank you to, go ahead.
Everybody sign in, make sure everybody.
Yep. Has everyone signed in? Perfect. Thank you, and thank you to everyone who donated items. Those were great. Okay, next, we always say, obviously, let us promote you. We will cross-promote. So if you have your new website or your new book or anything that you'd like to say or state or what have you, just give it to Dan, webmaster@squig.org, and we'll make sure to put it on our website. Also, it was brought to me that I'm always saying squig this and squig that, and a couple of people were like, squig, what is she saying? Squig lips? Are we going next door? I don't know what she's talking about. Space Coast Writers Guild. I thought it was implicit. It clearly wasn't. So that's what squig represents.
SCWG.
Yes. Okay, the short story anthology Adversity, we all know is open. We have almost 15, give or take, entries. 20 something already? Wow. But we did extend it. There has been a couple of emails that I had received, people wanting more time, so we extended it to the end of the month. So we have another 2 weeks. If you'd like to turn in a submission, you have until the June 30th. The Don Argo Award contest also opened on June 1st. And would you like to come and state what that's about, honey?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, like the minute that the other one has opened, so I'm accepting submissions. Now, a couple of you have sending me an email. Thank you. So I apologize. I've been having issues with my email, but we're in the process of correcting that. So if you have published a book that's substantially based in Florida within the last 2 years, please consider entering the Argo Award. I will be taking the first 50 pages of your manuscript, and so I'm accepting submissions until the end of August, and the winner will be announced in October. The winner will receive a $250 check and a personalized plaque and a copy of Donna Argo's novel, Carnival Light. So, and all of the other rules and guidelines on our website at scwg.org. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashley. Okay, our critique groups, as many of you know, they're ongoing. They're still very new. There's a couple of bumps, which of course is expected for people to get acclimated, figure out schedule, so on and so forth. But if you're still interested in participating, there is still room. There will always be room. If one is maxed out, we will simply create a new one for you. Email myself, president@squig.org, or email the board at bod@squig.org, or of course Gina, who's the facilitator, and I don't remember your email address off the top of my head, but all of this information is on our website. The critique page should be up very soon, and if you need Gina's email and you email me, I'll make sure to give it to you. Thank you. Does anyone have any questions about the critique groups at all? Yes.
I just want to say, I was really concerned about joining it, and how could I possibly give any worthwhile feedback I am loving reading everybody's stories, and everybody is so grateful for the feedback. And it's just a fresh pair of eyes.
Yep.
Looking at, so eventually I'll have something to share.
Yep. And also, just from that perspective alone, you gain, I mean, there are no words to how much you gain in the feedback and seeing certain things differently for your own writing. I mean, it's huge. Critique group participation is amazing. Thank you for sharing that. The next thing is the Squig Cocoa Village events. So as we know, it's free. It's about, last I checked, $225 or $250 for each event. So that would be times 4. They give us a free booth. Up to 3 authors can have that booth, our authors obviously, to sell your wares, meet new readers, meet customers. But in lieu of that, they're looking for volunteer hours. I did mention this a couple of months ago. We would need maybe some help. I'm going to send an email out for this, about this, or we're going to have a form on our website, right, Sky? To sign up for it. They need 6 hours of volunteer time. I think they have 3 to 4 events coming up for the rest of the year. You do not have to sign up for 6 hours. You could do 1 hour at one particular event. It is also a great networking opportunity as a member of the guild because you're out there with the community. So no different from the book fair or what have you. For instance, the 2 book fairs that are coming up, one is in October, one is in December. If you're not ready or cannot, because there's so many people involved now with those tables, participate at the fair at the booth, you can sign up for an hour or 2 at that event to volunteer. And at that time, as you're volunteering, yep, I'm with the Squig booth. And if you want to have your book, a book or so, we can put it on the table with the Squig anthologies as well. And then you could mingle as a volunteer, and that would help us fill in those hours. Again, I will email all this information, or we'll likely have it on the website to sign up. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me when you see it. Thank you. Next we have Joanne Fisher.
Again?
Yeah. It's just a very quick thank you again, but for your service, we have made you a lifetime member for Squig.
Thank you.
We're very happy. There are certain parameters to fill in order to be eligible for that. She's filled it and then some, and so it was a very easy vote, mind you. Technically, today was a formality, so we just want to thank you for your service, and you're on as a lifetime member. Which means you're not going anywhere.
I'm not going anywhere.
which helps me. Which helps me. Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, you're welcome. Okay. The next thing that we have actually isn't on the agenda for a whole bunch of reasons, but it's very important. I think I mentioned it. We're putting together a calendar to advertise our authors. Your books, book covers will be on it. And to give a little more information about that, our treasurer is going to come up and talk to you about it. Thank you, Tom.
You just looked it on your shirt.
Oh, I didn't. This will work, I hope. Can you hear me now? So, those of you who are regular attendees have probably followed our little adventure into this realm of advertising, self-promotion, that sort of thing. We've gone through quite a few iterations of what our calendar might look like. Originally, we had proposed maybe doing 4 ads to a page, being able to do a whole 1-page ad, that sort of thing. Finally sat down with our designer and said, now what's practical? And he went through several designs. Long story short, we have come up with a final rendition of what it's going to look like. This will be the, each month we'll have a page like this. The days will hang down below. And let me pass this out, you can pass it around. As you're looking at that, you'll see that there's 3 books per page. What we're proposing is that if you would like to advertise a book or 2 books or whatever, that'll be the layout. The cost will be $55 per book. That's to help us recover the cost of producing it. If you have a preference for a month, such as romance writers, of course, is going to be looking at February. Mystery writers may be looking at October, spooky. But if you have a preference for that, when you submit your book, state your preference. It'll be on a first come, first served basis. Our designer will have the last say as to how that's going to all be laid out, because he's looking at not only the book covers themselves, but the color, how that blends together with the backgrounds and all that good stuff. So we're going to leave that up to the expert. Yes?
Okay, so if you decide to do a page, you three, do they need to be the same genre? Say you have 2 fiction and 1 nonfiction book, can that go on the same page, or will that look kind of hokey?
Again, there, I think I'd leave that up to our designer.
Okay.
If he thinks this looks hokey, yeah, he'll make it look better.
Okay. Second question.
Yes?
Will we have room for a synopsis on our thing?
You're leading me into that. Okay. One other question first.
I'd just like to know, so basically 55 is for 1 book, so it's...
2 books, 110.
And then if I do 3 books, it's going to be...
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right, just making sure.
Okay. We did consider a design that included a little blurb underneath it. Quite frankly, after looking at it in printed form, we're going, eeh. So what we're doing is on that final page of the calendar, and you've all bought calendars, seen them and everything. The back page usually displays the 12 months in small print, and then there's information. So we'll have a final blurb, if you will, about the Space Coast Writers Guild, notification of the authors that are on display, and an invitation to come to our website to find each of you authors listed there, and the rest of your books that might be mentioned in your whatever you say on the, I'm sorry?
Bio.
Yeah, your bio on the website. Okay. Yeah?
What's the deadline?
I was just going to say, July 31st. We will be setting up. Don't jump on this right now because we have to set up on the website a go-to page where you can submit your payment. And no? Dan, I thought you were shaking your head. No, we're not going to do that.
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
We can do that. We have the technology.
And I have to say here, God bless this man. The stuff that he's been taking on for us that has saved probably thousands of dollars in developmental costs just for what he does.
And he puts up with me every day. When are you going to start taking in the, is there like a time frame when you're going to start taking in the submission?
Webmaster, when can we expect this on the web? Soon.
Yeah, it's going to be soon, and you will also receive an email about this that will have all the information that we're stating right now will also be there, and that way you can feel me out. If you have any questions, you can respond to the email as well. It will be on the website soon. The email will go out sooner though, so you can field your questions there, and by that time the board will have a little more information on what time any forms will be available on the website. The deadline is it's the 31st
1st of July.
of July.
And note there are 36 openings. So first come, first serve as far as being able to accept your work.
Yes, and the reason for the deadline on the 31st is we want to have them by the time that we have the October Cocoa Village fair, because again, 20 to 30,000 people that come there. We're going to do a 500 print, and we'd like to give them out in October. Obviously, it's a 2025 calendar. We'd like to have them ready by then, and give our designer, who by the way is Jim Nelson, a member, a past board member, and is doing this obviously gratis for us as a volunteer, so that he can have August and September to finalize it before we send it to the printer. Correct?
Correct. And there was one thing that just slipped my mind. 36,
It wasn't important, like my grandmother used to say.
Can't be
Wasn't
that
important. Right, we'll move on. But does anyone have any other questions on the calendar? Yes.
Is it possible, like, if I want to buy 20 to give out for Christmas gifts?
Oh, good question. Excellent. And thank you for reminding me. Our initial printing will be for 500 copies. Not only do those that are advertising get a copy, but the intention is for every member to pick up a copy. If you would like to have extra copies to give out to family, friends, Christmas presents, whatever, we figured a $5 fee for those. Okay? Excellent.
Any other questions on the calendar?
Moving right
Okay,
along.
perfect. Wonderful.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Tom. Okay. The next thing is informative. High Tea and Poetry is still going on once a month. It's always the Wednesday after the guild meeting, so it'll be the 19th, this coming Wednesday. It's at Beef O'Brady's. That looks to be like the permanent venue. The poetry page, which will have this information on our website, is coming soon, I promise you. And also, thank you, Dan. Dan's been, we've had Yahoo or somebody, I don't know, cyberspace, they did some sort of update in January, and our email system, every single one of us, including BOD, has been just in a turmoil. And it's been ongoing for months, with the past month and a half being worse than it was in the beginning. And he has dealt countless hours with GoDaddy, every daddy, your daddy, my daddy. And just thank you again for dealing with that. We've had some workarounds, but it's been sticky. Our first submission for the Don Argo Award did not get to the Don Argo recipient. So he's been helping with that, and thank you very much for that. Okay. One thing that's not here, because we were just discussing it and I wasn't sure if it was going to be ready for discussion, but this one is very important. It was brought up about 2 months ago. I'm going to give you the short of it. And it has to do with our guidelines for explicit foul language on our anthologies, or for that matter, anything that we publish. As you know, explicit foul language, just that term itself, is relative. What that is for me, what that is for you, what that is for you, is very different. And making the determination of what is what can be difficult. It's been practiced, no explicit foul language, but with the practice, it's like none. Just keep it safe, just keep it safe. But there have been some submissions that have had a GD, or I'm just gonna say we're adults, a situation. And when you're writing your story and a certain character is a certain way, to keep that character authentic, to write your story, is it explicit, is it not, is it this, is it that? So what we've decided, and I'm also going to send out a survey to each one of you, because we want to hear your voices, we want to hear your opinions on this matter. We decided to go with what the Florida Writers Association has adopted for themselves for decades. And that is, at least 3 judges have to deem something explicitly foul language. At that point, then it will be deemed explicit, and then it will be returned to the author for revision, or a back and forth on how to come with a final copy that's accepted on both ends. For our purposes, we decided to do a majority of the board members, and with 7 of us, 4 of us would have to deem it explicit, and then we would continue on that track. Regarding all this, I am going to send out an email to each and every one of you detailing this matter a little bit further. with this determination, and I'm probably going to attach a survey in there as well so that you can let us know your comments, your suggestions, and your feelings on all of that before we move forward. Because we have yet to hear from you, we're not adopting this for the current anthology. It probably won't be ready for us to do so. I don't think that we're going to. I don't think I'm going to field your responses with enough time in order to do it. If I do, and we do, great. But I'm not going to tie myself to that and then have to do a lot of back and forth. So you will expect that email within the next week. Does anyone have any questions about that, though? Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. The next thing that we have are the winners of the short story contest. I'm very excited about this. Joanne, please. I'm asking Joanne to do this because she spearheaded this entire process from the get-go. She got the judges together, she read them, she judged them, she dealt with the judges, some that of course signed up to do it, then said, no, I can't. So she's been behind it, and I'd like to give you the privilege of handing them out.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Well, we had a couple of, I think, 4th and 5th place ties. It's happened before. We just assigned 4th and 5th place. No, there's no reason why, but the 4th and the 5th have the same score.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we're going to start off with the honorable mention, okay? All right, so the honorable mention is, the title of the story is It's Just Business, Dawn Wynn. Please come on up. There you go. Can you tell us a little bit about the story and how you got inspired to write it?
I wrote it such a long time ago, I don't remember. I mean,
That's
a lot of
honest.
stuff that I've written years and years ago that I'm just now beginning to show people. And I don't remember really when I wrote it. It's about Indian artifacts, and that the illegal taking of Indian artifacts on private property is what it's about. But a lot of my stories, I run into somebody and they tell me some story from their past, and this is one of those where it was a story from somebody else's past they told me about, and then I fictionalized a good bit of it.
Very good. Well, thank you, Dawn. Congratulations. All right. The 5th prize, which is technically the 4th prize, right? But they're both tied. So the 5th prize is Living the Dream, Doug O'Callahan. Now you get a certificate, and you also get a little prize, a monetary prize.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tell us about your book.
Tell us about the story. Tell us how it came to be.
So the story is about a main character man who is a male chauvinist pig. Now, you'd think, why would anyone write a story like that? Because you want your character to be likable. But I will promise you, you will love to hate this man. And so that's what he is. Now, the opposite of this is how the story was invented. It was actually a dinner my wife and I had together that was just very magical and evening. And so that is the basis for about 1/3 of the actual story. But in that story, the man was not the male chauvinist pig that he was. It was a wonderful evening. That was a big part of the story.
Thank you, and congratulations again. All right. Getting closer. Okay, so the 4th prize, which again is equal to the 5th, so they had the same score. The 4th one is Drowning, Peggy Insula. There you go, Peggy. There's a little monetary prize for you as well.
Oh,
Congratulations.
wow. Thank you so much.
Tell us.
Tell us about the story.
I came to me just swimming in the pool one day, and I write mostly humor, so that's what it is.
All right. Thank you, Peggy. All right. Third prize. Third place is Instant Family, Terry Freelander. There you go, Miss Terry. Just a little thing about Terry. She's come in the top five for the last 5 years. Am I right?
That's so nice.
She's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome.
And it's great inspiration to submit a story and to hear from everybody.
Yeah.
So thank you very much. This is a story about a couple that decides to adopt 3 children at the same time from foster care, and it's not an easy trip. And so the first one is a teenager who gives them a lot of trouble, but they hang in there. So that's the story. And
All right.
It's very nice.
Thank you, Terry. Appreciate it. All right. I guess I have to do all the work, huh?
A lot of it.
All right. So we have second place. Okay. Second place is, her name is Darla Sky Robinson. Which is, and the monetary prize, of course, which is one of our newest board members.
Thank you very much. And this is the very first time I ever entered any of my writing, so I'm really excited. The story is, her name is Darla, and the inspiration actually came from my dog because she has these really spooky eyes. But the story took a change that I didn't expect, and it turned out to be about human trafficking, about a little girl who was being trafficked and somebody who witnessed it and helped save her.
That's awesome. It's a beautiful story. I read it. It's awesome. Thank you. All right. And the final winner. I mean the top prize. Yeah.
First place?
First place. All right. First place. Stranger Than Fiction, Cindy Foley. Come on up. Cindy Foley is a past president before me, so she trained me, and we love Cindy. There you go, Cindy. Congratulations, sweetheart.
Thank you. Hi. This is fun.
You're not going to go shy on us now, are you, after how many years of doing the meetings?
Yeah, it never gets easier getting up here, believe me. Yeah, so the story, right?
Right.
Jim Nelson.
Would you like to read it?
If you have it,
I didn't bring a copy. I did not bring a copy. Oh my gosh, I forgot to print it out. I'm sorry.
I don't think I could anyway, but I want to say that Jim Nelson gave me the inspiration because I didn't know what to write about, and I did want to enter the contest. And he always says that he starts his stories with a question, and that is, what if? So I started walking around asking myself, what if what, and I like gardening, and I've been studying different dimensions and different paranormal things, so I decided to ask the question, what if a lady turned into a plant in her greenhouse? And so she did. And she disappears, and her children come in to town, and they're looking for her, and her granddaughter knows where she is, but they don't believe it. And anyway, so you'd have to read the story to figure out how that all happened. But anyway, thank you, whoever the judges were.
Congratulations. Awesome. So proud of you. Good job. All right, that's it for me.
Wonderful, and you will get a chance to read the story because, as tradition, the winners of the short story contest, regardless of theme, are always entered into the next anthology. So all of your stories will be in our next anthology titled Adversity. They will be the first 5 stories, and then all the other entries will be thereafter. So you will all get a chance to read all these wonderful winners. Thank you very much to everyone who entered and to the winners. Wonderful. Thanks. And now we come to the final part of our meeting where the wonderful Andy Stanfield will give his presentation, The Structural Elements of Poetry. So get your pen and paper out because you're going to learn some good stuff. Thank you very much. Come on, Andy.